The hunt for Osama bin Laden minus 10 years of America's darkest search. On October 7, 2001, 2 months after the 9/11 attacks in New York City, U.S. military forces invaded Afghanistan to hunt down Al-Qaeda and its leader, Osama bin Laden. A decade later, his whereabouts remained a mystery. He had become the world's most wanted man and a symbol of fear. The U.S. government offered a $25 million reward for information leading to his capture. But where was he hiding? As the years went by, many theories emerged about where bin Laden might be hiding, but none could be confirmed. Then, on May 2, 2011, after an intense firefight in a town called Abbottabad near Pakistan's capital Islamabad, U.S. Navy SEALs found and killed bin Laden. In this video, we will look at the long and winding path that led them to him. Let's get started. Number 10. Pakistan's tribal areas. Pakistan is a country of many contrasts. It's a nuclear-armed nation with a large population and a history of extremism. Since 9/11, Pakistan has been both a key ally and a thorn in the side of the U.S. in its war against terror. Some believe that Pakistan's Inter-Services Intelligence Agency helped bin Laden escape to Iran soon after the U.S.-led invasion of Afghanistan in 2001, and many suspected that he was being harbored there ever since. However, it seemed unlikely that he would remain in one place for so long. Bin Laden was known to be paranoid and constantly on the move. His body was eventually found in a compound in Abbottabad, just 60 miles from the capital city of Islamabad. So why did it take the U.S. so long to find him? One reason could be that they didn't want to alarm the locals or provoke a diplomatic incident with Pakistan. Another reason is that intelligence agencies often work with imperfect information. They have to make decisions based on the best available evidence, which may not always be accurate or complete. Furthermore, counterterrorism operations are extremely complex and risky. They involve multiple agencies and governments working together, which can create challenges in terms of coordination and communication. Finally, the U.S. was focused on other targets in the early years of the war on terror, such as Saddam Hussein in Iraq and various militant groups in Yemen and Somalia. This meant that resources were stretched thin and there simply wasn't enough manpower or funding to go after bin Laden as aggressively as some would have liked. 9. Afghanistan's rugged terrain. The Afghan-Pakistan border area is one of the most inhospitable places on Earth. It's a rugged, mountainous region with few roads and almost no infrastructure. There are only a few small villages here, and the people who live there are mostly subsistence farmers. The terrain makes it very difficult to move around, and there is little or no cell phone reception. When bin Laden was first driven out of Afghanistan in late 2001, he likely headed north into the mountains along the border with Tajikistan and Uzbekistan. From there, he could have crossed the border into China or stayed in the mountains for years, surviving off the land and evading U.S. soldiers. Another theory is that bin Laden escaped to the lawless tribal areas of Pakistan, where he lived among the Pashtun people who share cultural and linguistic ties with Afghans. Whatever the case, it seems likely that bin Laden was aided by sympathetic locals who knew the terrain well and were able to hide him from the authorities. Bin Laden also likely benefited from the fact that the Afghan-Pakistan border area is notorious for its opium trade. The money from the drug trade has historically been used to fund terrorist activities, and it is possible that bin Laden was able to use his connections in the opium trade to finance his escape and subsequent years in hiding. 8. North Waziristan. North Waziristan is a region in northwest Pakistan near the Afghan border. It is home to several militant groups, including the Haqqani network, which is closely tied to Al-Qaeda. The region is notorious for its porous border with Afghanistan, making it easy for people and goods to move back and forth across the frontier. It is thought that bin Laden may have used this area as a base of operations while planning attacks against U.S. forces in Afghanistan. It is possible that he was able to evade detection because of the support of local residents who sympathize with his anti-Western views. Additionally, the rugged terrain and lack of infrastructure in the region made it difficult for authorities to search for bin Laden. Drones have been used extensively in the area to try and locate him, but they have come up empty-handed so far. Number 7. The FATA. FATA stands for the Federally Administered Tribal Areas. It is a collection of 7 different tribal regions located in the northwest of Pakistan along the border with Afghanistan. Each of these regions is semi-autonomous and governed by a local tribal council. The Fata is home to a variety of different ethnic groups, including the Afridi, Orakzai, Shawari, Momen, and Khyber. These tribes have traditionally been fiercely independent and have resisted attempts by the central government in Islamabad to assert control over them. This has made the area a haven for militants and criminals, and it is thought that bin Laden may have been hiding in one of these regions. The Fata is a very remote and isolated area. Many of the villages are only accessible by foot or animal, and there is little or no cell phone reception. This makes it very difficult for outsiders to gain access to the area, and makes it even harder to monitor what is going on there. The lack of infrastructure and services also makes life very difficult for the people who live in the Fata. They have limited access to education, healthcare, and other basic services. This contributes to a high level of poverty and makes it easy for extremist groups to recruit new members. Number 6. Kurram Valley. Kurram Valley is a remote and rugged region located in the northwest of Pakistan near the border with Afghanistan. The valley is situated within the federally administered tribal areas, which is a collection of 7 semi-autonomous tribal regions. Kurram Valley is home to a number of different ethnic groups, including the Afridi, Orakzai, and Shawari. These tribes are known for their fierce independence and have historically resisted attempts by outside forces to control them. The valley itself is characterized by its steep mountains, deep gorges, and fast-flowing rivers. This rugged terrain has made it difficult for outsiders to penetrate the area and has allowed militants and criminals to operate with relative impunity. There have been reports of militant activity in the Kurram Valley, particularly along the border with Afghanistan. It is thought that some of these groups may have links to Al-Qaeda or other terrorist organizations. The Pakistani military has conducted operations in the area to try and root out militants, but these efforts have been hampered by the difficult terrain and the support that the militants receive from local residents. No. 5. South Waziristan. South Waziristan is a region located in northwest Pakistan near the border with Afghanistan. It is part of the federally administered tribal areas, a collection of 7 semi-autonomous tribal regions. The region is known for its rugged terrain and porous border with Afghanistan, which has made it a haven for militants and smugglers. One of the main reasons South Waziristan is considered a potential hiding place for bin Laden is due to its location along the Afghan-Pakistan border. The border area is notoriously porous with numerous crossing points that are difficult to monitor, allowing people and goods to move back and forth relatively easily. This makes it possible for someone like bin Laden to enter and exit the country undetected. Additionally, the mountainous terrain and dense forests of South Waziristan provide ample hiding places for someone trying to evade capture. The region's remote location and lack of infrastructure also make it challenging for security forces to conduct operations. The limited road network and lack of cell phone reception make it difficult to coordinate and communicate with forces operating in the area. This, coupled with the fierce loyalty of the local tribes to one another and their tradition of hospitality, makes it hard to gain intelligence or cooperation from the local population. No. 4. The Balochistan Province. Balochistan is a large province located in southwestern Pakistan. It is the largest of Pakistan's 4 provinces, covering over 340,000 square miles. Yet it remains one of the least developed regions of the country. The province is rich in natural resources, including large deposits of gas and minerals. However, the benefits of this wealth have not been evenly distributed, and many of the people living in Balochistan are impoverished. The region has a history of instability and violence, much of which is linked to the struggle for independence. The Baloch people, who make up the majority of the population in Balochistan, have long complained of being marginalized by the central government in Islamabad and have launched several rebellions against Pakistani rule. The insurgency has been further complicated by the involvement of foreign powers, particularly India and Iran, who have supported Baloch separatism as a way of countering Pakistani influence in the region. This instability and lawlessness have created an environment in which militant groups can thrive, and it is thought that some of these groups may be harboring bin Laden. The rugged terrain and vast emptiness of the province also make it a difficult place to search for someone like bin Laden, who is known to be adept at hiding in remote locations. Number 3. Chitral Valley. Chitral Valley is a beautiful but remote region located in the Hindu Kush Mountains of northwest Pakistan. It is a narrow valley surrounded by snow-capped peaks and is home to a variety of different ethnic groups, including the Burashos, Wakians, and Torwali. The valley is accessible only by a single road and is not connected by rail or air, making it difficult to reach. This remoteness makes it an ideal place for someone like bin Laden to hide, as it would be very challenging for security forces to mount an effective manhunt. Additionally, the Chitral Valley is home to a number of militant groups who have been fighting against the Pakistani government for several years. This adds another layer of complexity to any attempt to search for bin Laden in the area, as security forces would need to contend with these groups as well. Despite its remoteness, the Chitral Valley is not completely cut off from the rest of the world. There is a small airstrip in the town of Chitral, and mobile phone reception is generally good. However, this infrastructure is limited to the main valley and does not extend to the more remote areas. This means that bin Laden could still hide in a remote location within the valley and avoid detection. Number 2. Swat Valley. The Swat Valley is a scenic region located in the northwest of Pakistan. It is known for its beautiful landscapes, including snow-capped mountains, lush green valleys, and fast-flowing rivers. However, the valley has also been the site of ongoing conflict between militant groups and the Pakistani military. It is possible that bin Laden could be hiding in the Swat Valley's more remote areas, where there is less military activity. The valley is home to a variety of different ethnic groups, including the Bora, Cowers, and Yusufzai. This diversity has contributed to the instability in the region, as different groups compete for resources and power. The Swat Valley has been the site of several major military operations aimed at rooting out militant groups. However, these operations have been controversial due to the heavy civilian casualties and the displacement of hundreds of thousands of people. The ongoing conflict and instability in the region make it a dangerous place to live, and it is possible that bin Laden could be exploiting the chaos to hide. No. 1. Karachi. Karachi is a bustling metropolis located on the Arabian Sea in southeastern Pakistan. It is the largest city in Pakistan and serves as the country's economic and commercial hub. Karachi is a major port city and is home to one of the largest stock exchanges in Pakistan. The city is known for its vibrant culture and is home to people from all over Pakistan and other countries. It is possible that bin Laden could be hiding in Karachi's sprawling slums, where there is little government authority and where people live in extreme poverty. These slums are largely unregulated and provide ample hiding places for someone like bin Laden, who would want to avoid detection. Karachi has been the target of several terrorist attacks in recent years, and the city is home to a variety of militant groups. This climate of violence and lawlessness makes it a difficult place to live and provides an environment in which someone like bin Laden could thrive. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed the video, please hit the like button and leave a comment below. And if you haven't already, please subscribe to stay up to date with our latest videos. We hope to see you next time.